Everyone knows you. Everyone.
Jay here from Stretford, Paddock. Joining me is Mr. Henry Winter. Henry, big thank you for coming and chatting to us.
I was walking up to the tube and you ambushed me.
About 25 minutes into the game, we were messaging each other, and you said good luck, and I messaged back saying we'll need it, and then not long after that we scored. Just give us your reaction to today's game, because it felt to me like Eric Ten Hag just got his tactics right. United were up for it, and
do you know what?
Other than that late goal, it was a great performance.
I am pleased, particularly for you lot, because I'm privileged to watch a lot of games and a lot of teams and a lot of support. Your support this season, home and away, and I'm not just saying this because I'm here with you, so all season, it's just been unbelievable, you know. And I know every club thinks they've got the best support, but your support has been absolute proper. It's been unconditional. From the moment I parked my car up the road and I saw hundreds of people early this morning going into the Torch, seeing Eric Ten Hag's Red and White Army. You've been behind the team, you've been behind the manager. Whatever you think individually of the manager, you've been 100% behind him. And I just think that is, you just shown how support should be.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate the amount of times we've spoken. You've been willing to call out the owners and say, you know what, this isn't okay. It's not good enough. You've just been speaking to Eric Ten Hag. It's a weird feeling at the moment. I don't know what's going to happen, but you know, we've just won an FA Cup final against Manchester City. What was the manager's mood like? What was his reaction like? Because his future is still, at the time of recording this, up in the air.
He was quite feisty. He was making the points again, as he's done in the Dutch press and to the Manchester press, that Manchester United was a mess when he came in. I mean, if you analyse it, Manchester United were a mess when he came in. He inherited a squad which, sort of 4 managers had their fingerprints on. He's had ridiculous injuries. You look at Lisandro Martinez today, what an absolute leader he is. I thought the cramp thing was quite funny as well, the way he closed that down, the way he ate up a few seconds, minutes almost, without ruck with Kyle Walker. I just thought that he has had injuries, you know, and you have to accept that. But there've been issues this season. But look, the end of the season against Manchester City in the cup final, he got his tactics right. 2 holding. Okay, so he's been fortunate. He's inherited Garnacho and Kobbie Mainoo, who I think now will probably start for England at the Euros, let alone be in the squad.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I just thought he was the best player on the pitch today with Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes that position really suits him because he cares about the team. He's got the energy. He wants to sort of run in and close down. He's got the passing. And I was pleased, and I know I'm one of Marcus Rashford's few supporters.
It seems mad to say that. Marcus, few supporters. Me and you've spoke about Marcus for years.
I know.
And I get what you mean, though. And
but you know what?
Weird.
Okay, like, I've not spoken to him, so or his people or family or whatever. But he cares about this team. You can see that. You know, whenever I've spoken to him in the past, you know, he genuinely cares about Manchester United, and you could see that today. He has been a bit disinterested this season, but we have to remember, and also this applies to Ten Hag, that these are people, these are flesh and blood. Ten Hag cares about this team. You know, whether he goes or not, and I think he probably will go, but he actually cares. You know, he's one of the first in training, one of the last to leave. You know, at Carrington, he wants to change Carrington. I went and saw him at Carrington. He looked around. He said, "We need to change this place. We need to improve it." Ronaldo, I didn't like the way Ronaldo left, but actually he made some very salient points as he went out of the building, and that's important. You are Manchester United. You should be the gold standard. You look at what Real Madrid are doing with their ground now. I mean, it's unbelievable. Manchester United should be doing that. And now you've got an owner who will do it. You know, get rid of the Glazers, rebuild the ground, rebuild the squad. You might need a new manager, but you know what? I've looked at all the 4 names that you're being linked with, and they haven't got anything in common, apart from the fact they've probably got manager in their passport. Some of them are head coaches, some of them are managers, some of them are good at working up, dealing with boredoms, some of them aren't. Tuchel's quite feisty. Pochettino gets on with people. But they're just all different. So, I don't know. I think you probably have to wait until Ashworth comes in and just sort of work internally and then make a decision then. But if Ten Hag does go, he's a decent person who cares about Manchester United, and look what he did today. Tactically, he outwitted Pep, who's probably, along with Sir Alex, the best manager I've ever covered.
You've been covering football for a while. You covered Sir Alex Ferguson.
Do you
know what? You're experienced, venerable.
Yeah. I remember the white horse up there.
Do you think Eric Ten Hag, if he was to stay, could make a success of this? Build on what he's done, or do you think that someone coming in under Ineos with a new sort of
you
whole
look at some
new...
of the body language today, and you think, well, maybe he has gone. Not his body language. I quite liked his feistiness. You see, that's what you want more from Eric, and he's not a smooth talker, eloquent from Amsterdam. He's from a different part of the Netherlands. He's a different character, but there's a certain resilience in his family. His dad's business just, had problems, and his dad fought back. Eric's fought back. He's been questioned, and you just think, well, it would be great they give him the chance. But you look at Ineos, you look at the changes they've already made. You look at these people are winners. But I just look at the 4 names being linked with, and I'm sure they're all very well sourced names because I know the people who wrote the stories, and you just think, where is the continuity, and where is actually the link between all of them? They're all different.
They are all different. Do you expect a decision to be made soon? Because we've just won this game. I think by the time the trophy was being put on the coach, Louis van Gaal had his marching orders. Do you think we'll have a decision quite quickly, one way or the other?
I remember talking to Michael Carrick about this, who walked into the dressing room when I think it was Dan Roan of the BBC literally tweeted at the final whistle, Van Gaal goes out a winner, but that is it. It's over. I mean, it was a pretty emphatic, obviously well-sourced, the new from within the club. I'm not sure that these current stories actually come from within the club. I don't think United would do that. I don't think that Ineos would do that. I don't think it's in their interest on the eve of a cup final to disrupt the team like that. But you know what? He worked hard to get in there. I mean, you were there for the Coventry game, and that was poor. I mean, Jim Ratcliffe went and did the London Marathon, and then came and watched that.
Put himself through something really bad.
Honestly, I mean, he was a day of double pain, but they got there in the end. So, look, I'm sure they'll make their decision quickly. But if you go for McKenna, and I've interviewed him a couple of times, he's incredibly impressive, McKenna. But this is not like going into Chelsea, as a head coach. You are Manchester United. You need a strong manager. You need a personality. I don't mean it in a celebrity way. You need someone with the strength of a Sir Alex, with the ability to stare down the press, to stare down the opposition, to have that steel. And I don't think necessarily a young manager has that. I think McKenna ultimately would be very much a great elite manager. But I just hope Ten Hag is given a couple of days to sort of enjoy this. But look, if he does go out, as he says, he'll go elsewhere and he'll win trophies because he's a good man.
He is a good man. He is, and regardless, you can't argue that. Back-to-back trophies.
Would you keep him?
I would, 100%.
Oh, really? Good.
I would.
Good.
I would. I think we can build on something here. Back-to-back trophies. I think in successive seasons for the first time since 2009 or something like that. United. Not been a great season. Let's not kid ourselves. But beating Liverpool in the quarterfinals, beating Manchester City in the final, getting these players back from injury, getting rid of the Glazers to a certain degree.
Yeah.
We could do something here with this manager, I feel, anyway. And I feel like it's just a shame to throw that away and start all over again. I think there's something there. I really do.
The most important thing is addressing the squad. Because they're players there you really don't need. Where you do need young and hungry, maybe not a manager, but certainly some of the players coming through. You got, was it your under-18s one the other day?
Yeah. They're smashing it, the under-18s, breaking records and all sorts.
I was sitting on the radio with a radio site and all these under-18s there, and you thought, these are Manchester United players. Short haircuts, unlike me, button done up, nice blazers, which actually fitted them. And you know what? And you just thought, this is the future of Manchester United. Probably only one or two of them might come through, but that's what your club's about. It goes back to the sort of the mid-1920s when you've had a player.
Something like that, yeah, ridiculous, like almost 100 years or something.
But the best player on the pitch for me was Kobbie Mainoo. I thought Bruno Fernandes was excellent. Garnacho, that was just so smart. Obviously it was a mistake by Guardiola and Ortega, but he was there. So you got these kids, and just remember, you are Manchester United. You are the biggest club in the country. You are probably with Real Madrid. Well, you and Real Madrid are the biggest clubs in the world. The power of your team, from a media perspective, you can do a 6 out of 10 Manchester United story, and it goes gangbusters. Whereas you might have to do a 9 out of 10 story for another club. You are absolutely huge. So there's a point to that, is that the scrutiny on the Manchester United manager is bigger than the scrutiny on the Liverpool manager, on Pep Guardiola, on Arteta. It is just absolutely huge. You turn up today, you see the amount of broadcasters. Obviously the broadcasters, they want it because it's the FA Cup final, but also because it's Manchester United.
We are the biggest club in Britain, one of the biggest clubs in the world. Erik ten Hag is a good man. Kobbie Mainoo should start for England. I agree with everything you've said there, Henry. Always a pleasure. Great to see you as always, and thanks for the support you've always shown the channel. We always appreciate it. Go and check out Henry. You know where to find him. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.